New YSL RICO trial footage showing Young Thug's reaction to winning the trial was just leaked online, as the prosecutors are hanging on by a thread after it would be announced a sanction in the YSL trial. The judge struck all testimony from a retired gang officer who said on the stand that a defendant was in and out of jail. He also can no longer testify, and you can tell from the DA nearly begging her to reconsider. This is not good for them at all.
I am finding that this was not intentionally elicited on the part of the state. However, I also am finding that this witness as a law enforcement officer should have known better than to make any mention of it. It is, however, significant that one of the charges against Mr. Kendrick in this indictment is that he is a convicted felon. Were it not for that, I would grant the mistrial motion. But given that this jury already knows that he's been convicted and is a convicted felon anyway, even without this testimony, I don't think that a mistrial is warranted. I am, however, going to give a curative instruction and as a sanction for this having occurred, that's the end of the testimony from this witness. There's going to be no more testimony from him. So
this is massive news for Young Thug, as a tweet would then share, the judge says she would have granted the mistrial motion, but because of one of Yak's charges has him being a convicted felon already, the damage is already limited. However, she does rule a sanction. The state is no longer allowed to question their witnesses, meaning this is another witness that is no longer allowed to provide evidence against Young Thug or YSL members. When you pair this with their last witness, Quindarius Zachary, Young Thug's release date is so clear, as they would bring on Quindarius Zachary to the stand. The prosecutors had high hopes that Quindarius would provide evidence against Young Thug for the jury. However, he ended up opening his statement by hitting on an attractive police investigator and even asks her to be the one to supervise him at his hotel.
For you to whichever hotel this is, they end up putting. Can it be what? I don't know whether it's going to be that particular investigator or not. It might be, it might not be. It's not going to be up to me.
The judge does think it's funny at the beginning, but what happens next? You can tell that she is getting annoyed. It would be reported Quindarius Zachary says that he doesn't want his lawyer anymore because he feels like he is working for them, the state. He said he doesn't think he needs a lawyer at all, and he'll be back on Monday without one.
You don't want that lawyer anymore. All right, well, let me say this. When you come back, on Monday, it may be that you want a lawyer. You don't feel like you need any kind of lawyer whatsoever. So what if things change on Monday? All right.
This is where the judge finally had enough, kicking the prosecutor witness off of the stand, telling him to get lost. This trial day was a prosecutor witness day, meaning the state had to bring on witnesses to the stand for the entire 8 hours to confirm or provide evidence against Young Thug and YSL. However, the prosecutor, they had no witnesses.
One of the things I wanted to inquire of one of our investigators about their efforts to secure one of the witnesses and the difficulty that we have had with respect to that witness. I expect that witness will be coming in. It's the one that we've been discussing, but I think it's pertinent information.
Not right now, and frankly, it doesn't matter. If you have a particular witness, what you have been instructed is to have enough witnesses to fill the day. Okay? So if one witness is difficult, then you need to have another one lined up. Let's get the jury, please.
After the judge realized the prosecutor isn't even doing her job of bringing witnesses to the stand, it was then reported, breaking news, YSL prosecutor Fannie Willis has sent attorney Adam down to the YSL RICO trial to fill in for DA Love's seat as the first chair. This was just coming after reports of the YSL trial also being investigated for case corruption and DA Love's words against Young Thug. This is going to be the main driver in getting Young Thug released, as for context, Prosecutor Love was allegedly claiming that young thug was doing illegal activities to chase money due to the type of person that he is.
What suggests that he is doing anything illegal by chasing that money?
Your Honor.
Isn't that what pretty much all of us who aren't independently wealthy have to do every day of our lives?
Your Honor, I'm not saying that it is with certainty that this is what he is saying. What I'm saying is that it is evidence that tends to, or that has a tendency to make a portion of our assertions or our allegations in the indictment true to the extent that it is relevant that he made or said that, made that statement on that posting. He is representing YSL. He is.
I mean, obviously, you know, it's all over his body, but how is the post, the language representing YSL?
As this would catch the entire courtroom off guard. Even the judge had to ask her, what suggests that he is doing anything illegal by chasing that money? Isn't that something that we all do? As DA Love throughout the argument was hinting towards the type of man young thug allegedly is the type that chases money in an illegal way. Many looked at it online as young thug's color of skin and who he hangs around with. One commenter even said, this is just crazy. If young thug was white, I bet no one in the law system would accuse him of chasing money by doing something illegal. Now, thankfully, young thug's lawyers, they had evidence stored in their back pocket for something like this to happen. Gang member on wiretap complaining that young thug is the richest young man in Atlanta, Georgia, but he refuses to put any money back into the street, confirming that young thug does in fact chase money in a legal way, and if anything makes so much money, he doesn't want to risk it by putting it in illegal situations.
We was just talking about goddamn, we was just really talking about Spider, like how Charlotte got all these goddamn paper, but really letting these folks really just get the really ups on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way, bro. Like just being real, bro. Ain't no young his age. Charlotte the richest young in Atlanta, Georgia, bro. Ain't you having more money than Charlotte, bro? Yeah. Nah, he age. No. Like, come on, bro. Ain't having that much more money than Charlotte, bro. Charlotte supposed to be having shit. Charlotte supposed to be clean shit up, bro. Like, no, man. Charlotte supposed to be clean shit up, bro.
But, like, you just look, just see how it is now. Like, and they got some corny him, bro. When we was around him, bro, like, you know, we still gonna do, you know what I'm saying? We still gonna do it anyway, but, like,
yeah.
You feel me? Like, man, damn.
It ain't right, though.
As this is only strengthening Young Thug's lawyers' chances of getting him released. To understand Young Thug's release date, you first need to hear the outburst by the judge in the case. It would be reported, Judge went off on Prosecutor Love, saying, and I quote, "It is baffling to me that someone with the number of years of experience that you have, time after time after time, continues to seemingly purposely hide the ball for as long as you possibly can. And I really don't want to believe that it is that purposeful, unless it is that you are so unorganized, you are throwing the case together as you try it." The judge then had to leave the bench to go take some breaths.
I mean, I can't figure out what it is. If it's disingenuous, if it is that, I mean, I don't want to, the prosecutor standing in front of me right now, so I'm not going to say the possible things that it could be, but it is baffling to me that somebody with the number of years of experience that you have, time after time after time, continues to seemingly purposefully hide the ball to the extent you possibly can for as long as you possibly can. And I really don't want to believe that it is purposeful. But honestly, after a certain number of times, you start to wonder how it could be anything but that, unless it is just that you are so unorganized that you are throwing this case together as you try it.
As the judge is finally calling out Prosecutor Love for not understanding her job. Her job is to display evidence against Young Thug, bring witnesses to the stand to confirm the evidence for the jury. It's that simple. But the judge would confirm the jury is likely so lost, they don't even know what is going on.
A, if it can't be deciphered, then I don't think we need to hear it 3 times. It's indecipherable. But B, Ms. Love just asked Investigator Gaither, and she said she understood it. It was clear. So I don't know why we're rehashing it.
not really whether Miss Sergeant Gaither can understand it or not. I mean, the evidence is being presented so that the jury can absorb it. And I don't know whether the jury can understand what's being said on it or not. Can y'all understand what's being said? Some of them can, some of them can't.
Many noticed the judge has been a lot angrier than usual, and there's a reason for it. She's about to lose the YSL RICO trial. Reports would be shared that the YSL RICO trial is being investigated by state officials for case corruption. It would even be reported, watch the judge open her mouth here. Is she signaling DA Love to make an objection, as then she leads Love to keep on going until she gets the objection right? What exactly is going on in Fulton County, and is this what our systems come to?
Do you appreciate that sitting here today, your lies have caused Yak tremendous amounts of problems?
Question. Objection improper. Vague speculation. Relevance.
Sustained.
As there's always been a conspiracy that ever since this judge was entered into the case, it almost seems like she is trying to help the prosecutors every day. As what happened next was very concerning. A tweet would share, "So is it okay for Adrian Love to show images to the jury underhandedly?" As you can see, the judge is literally looking at Prosecutor Love, who is holding up a piece of paper of evidence right to the jury, clear as day. This evidence, mind you, was later denied to ever be shown to the jury, but Miss Love already showed it to them illegally. This is when Young Thug's lawyers finally had enough. They would go to the stand and begin telling the judge off about DA Love, to which DA Love would start basically trolling them, objecting every single word that Thug's lawyer said.
Your Honor, objection.
Do you view that as a benefit?
Hang on.
Okay, I'm asking him if he views that as a benefit.
I know, and there's an objection on the floor, which I haven't been able to hear yet, so wait and let me hear
My
it.
apologies, Your Honor.
So objection as to misrepresentation, vagueness, when the question is, do you think it's a benefit to you?
This ended up going viral online. It even got the attention of rappers in the industry. We saw 42 Doug say,
"Have you been tapped into the YSL case at all, and how do you think that's been?"
I've been trying to watch a little bit.
Do you think it's being mishandled?
I think it should have been dismissed. The shit with the judge that just happened was
that just happened.
Crazy, like trying to send his lawyer to jail. From the outside looking in, it's looking like they got something against him.
But the funniest of it all was what happened next. The judge got so annoyed moments later of having to help out Prosecutor Love. When Love tried objecting again for the 15th time, the judge had enough, told her to stop talking, and walked away.
But Miss Love, your objection was sustained. So that's really all there is to it.
Your Honor, I think the main thing to it is that Mr. Sharp he talked.
Miss Love, I'm going to take a bathroom break, okay? I haven't had one for the last couple of times that everybody else has.